Hi, I'm Hollianne, and today I'm going to show you how to do a few exercises.
First, I'm going to go over the squat. The squat uses your quads, hamstrings, and gluteus maximus. When performing a squat, focus on keeping a neutral spine. Start with feet shoulder-width apart and slowly lower yourself to the ground, flexing first at your hips, then at your knees. Be sure not to let your knees come in front of your toes. Squat down until your thigh is parallel to the ground. Also, your back should be parallel to your shins. Slowly raise yourself back up to standing position, making sure you don't lose form or lock your joints. Some common mistakes are knees that angle inwards and come in front of the toes, a curved back, and leaning forward. To fix this, focus on a tight core with shoulders back and ribcage down, and knees that stay above your toes. Next, I am going to show you a forward lunge. For this exercise, you will use your quads, gluteus maximus, and hamstrings. When doing a lunge, start by standing up straight to gain a neutral spine. Take a large step forward. Your feet should be shoulder-width apart and staggered. Bring your back knee to the ground. Your front knee will also flex and move forward, but be sure not to let your knee pass over your toes. You should keep your hands on your hips. With your front leg, push yourself back up into standing position. Then switch leading legs and do it all over again. Some common mistakes are letting the front knee pass over the front toes, leaning forward and arching your back. To fix these, widen your base of support and take a larger step forward. Tighten your core and focus on holding a neutral spine. Now I will go over the lat pull down. For this exercise, you will be focusing on your latissimus dorsi. When completing this exercise, sit down on a bench with your feet firmly planted on the ground and leaning back slightly. Hold the bar on the outer edge and slowly pull it down to your chest while maintaining a neutral spine. Slowly let the bar back up, keeping motions controlled. Some common mistakes are lifting your shoulders, arching your back, locking your elbows, and pushing your neck forward. To fix this, use weight that is not too heavy, tighten your core, and focus on keeping a neutral spine and use slow, controlled movements. Now I will go over the overhead shoulder press. For this exercise, you will be using your deltoids, traps, triceps, and core. When executing this overhead shoulder press, stay standing with feet shoulder-width apart, knees slightly bent, and a neutral spine. Start with holding your dumbbells in a U formation or with your upper arms parallel to the ground. Slowly lift the dumbbells overhead just before their ends touch, and slowly bring them back down. Some common mistakes are raising your shoulders, arching your back, and locking your knees and elbows. To fix this, tighten your core and maintain a neutral spine. Focus on slow, controlled movements and don't use too much weight. Lastly, I will go over the push-up. For this exercise, you will use your triceps, deltoids, pectoralis major, and core muscles. Start with your hands shoulder-width apart and your weight on your toes. Maintain a neutral spine and lower your body to the ground, flexing at the elbows and wrists. Lower until your elbows reach a 90-degree angle and raise yourself back up. For someone with shoulder problems or a weaker upper body, it is okay to start with your weight on your knees. It is still important to keep the same form as described earlier. Some common mistakes are raising your butt in the air or lowering your hips to the ground, therefore breaking neutral spine. Also, rounding your shoulders, dipping your head down, and not lowering your body far enough to the ground is a common error. To fix this, focus on neutral spine with shoulders back and neck straight. Tighten your core, widen your base of support, or put your hands farther apart. You can also support your weight on your knees until you can handle a full push-up with proper form.